Hello there. I am Steve, aka Brown Cocal, and this is Julia. And we are Otherworldly Fundraising. And just a little bit about Otherworldly Fundraising before we get into the. So, before we into the trivia tonight, sorry, I happen to have YouTube open. Um, Let me just close out YouTube.
No problem.
Okay, I just muted it. I had YouTube open so I could keep track of what was going on. And what ended up happening was I got feedback in my headphones. So, but before we go to trivia, I'm going to explain a little about who Otherworldly Fundraising is. Otherworldly Fundraising is a virtual gathering to support various charities. It's fan run, and it brings fans up close to their favorites virtually. Otherworldly Fundraising was started as a way for a group of friends to use their talents to help others. And so every September, we have a virtual con, which is like a Comic Con or a pop culture con, except we do it virtually. And we have celebrity guests, we have authors, we have artists, we have writers panels, we have all different things, and it always takes place in September. And this year, we are doing it for Options Save Lives. That is the charity that we're doing it for this year. And Options Save Lives, they promote the Sinclair method, which is a medical treatment for alcohol disorder. And it is something that can be used to eliminate alcohol use and abuse. And so we're looking forward to having this in September and partnering with them. And we're going to have a great time. And if you notice, up in the corner, you'll see our logo, Otherworldly Fundraising. And you'll also see a QR code that will take you directly to our website. So we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to leave, and we'll have Julia take over.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Steve.
You're welcome.
It's amazing to see everybody already in the chat. Hi, friends. We're going to do trivia, like Steve said, in between our big September event. We like to do lots of kind of live streams in between. We've got some great programming coming up between now and September. So definitely make sure you're subscribed, follow us, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and definitely check out the website that is scrolling across the screen as well. We're going to do trivia. I'm so excited. Hello, everyone. Let's get our fancy slides going. So this is theater trivia. Oh, Kristen, that's a great question. Kristen says, tell us about your musical background. So you can see on my name here, I'm a music teacher and one of the founders at Interlude Music Lessons. Definitely check out our offerings. I have a long-standing background in dance and theater and music. So I'm being incredibly biased because I get to do trivia, so I get to make it very musical theater leaning. I promise I did multiple choice and I threw in a few general theater questions. So hopefully everybody gets some points. I try not to make it too hard, but we got to have a little bit of challenge. So let's see. Let's go over our format for tonight. So we've got 10 multiple choice questions. Each question is worth 3 points with a possible total of 30. You do need to keep track of your points. I love you all, but I cannot keep track of all your points for you. How we're going to do it is I will read you the question. You will see it on the screen, and then you're going to take a moment to think about it. We're going to let everyone have that minute to think about it, and then you can drop your answer in the chat. Once you have typed it into the chat, you cannot change it. Your answer is locked in. Kristen knows me. My background, I should mention, this is actually a photo of the original, like hand-painted backdrops that were used in The Sound of Music. My friend went to see this exhibit of it at a museum. It was like a touring exhibit, and she took this picture, and it kind of accidentally just became my Zoom background. I've never changed it. Everyone likes it, so have to be on brand, right? This is from The Sound of Music. All right. Are we ready? Can you tell me in the chat, are you ready for trivia? Amazing. Let's get started. Make sure you might want your notes app, a paper and pen, something like that to keep track of your points. Because I want you to see how many points you can get. So amazing. Oh, yay. I'm glad you like the background. We're all ready. This is so exciting. Wonderful. So our first question, this one, I'm starting with softball, I think. Which musical has run the longest on Broadway? Was it The Lion King, Phantom of the Opera, Wicked, or Les Mis? You've got some options. So think about it for a second. Don't be typing yet. Give yourself a moment to think about it. All right, now that you've had a moment to make your choice, go ahead and start dropping your answers in the chat. You could go rogue and do a completely different musical, but it is one of the ones listed on the screen. So I'm going to give the chat a second. There's a little bit of a fun lag with live streams, so I'm going to wait a second to see what's up with the answers. Okay, we have a lot of guesses for Phantom, a guess for Les Mis, another Phantom of the Opera, another Phantom of the Opera. Let's see. Phantom is leading strong. Amazing. All right, let's see. And you are correct if you said Phantom. Give yourself 3 points. It is 3 points per right answer. These were all really good guesses. All of these shows have run a long time. There's been a lot of regional productions. Phantom is the correct answer. It ran for over 35 years. That is amazing. And it nearly got to 14,000 shows. I know there's also been hints and rumors about an immersive Phantom situation in New York City, and they keep like dropping these statuesque hints around. So Phantom may be back sooner than later as well, but good job. That was our first one. A lot of you got that right. Keep track of those points, and let's see what's next. Yeah, that is a really long run. So, oh, and someone says that they've seen it twice. That's amazing. All right, our next question. Which actress originated the role of Eliza Doolittle, in My Fair Lady on Broadway? Think about that, on Broadway. So our options are Audrey Hepburn, Christine Andreas, Julie Andrews, and Lauren Ambrose. So think about it for a second. Don't type yet. And think about which actress do you think originated the role of Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady on Broadway? All right, when you're ready, go ahead and start putting that answer in the chat. Ooh, someone says one of my favorite musicals. And then for my birthday one year, I did a 2-show day, a matinee of the longest running Broadway show, and then an evening of the longest running off-Broadway show. That's a great 2-show day. All right, let's see. We have Julie Andrews, Christine Andreas is a guess, Julie Andrews. Yeah, a lot of Julie Andrews guesses. Let's see. Oh, it's good to see you all. I love that we have folks from all our different fandoms here. Ooh, someone is guessing D, Lauren Ambrose. Kristen says she played the Queen in high school. I love that. Julie, all right. You are correct if you guessed Julie Andrews. She originated the role on Broadway. I think a lot of us know it was Audrey Hepburn in the movie. I believe the story goes that they did audition Julie, but they wanted someone who was already a big movie star. Now, obviously, Julie became, hence my background, Julie became a huge movie star as well, but this was in her early career. So Audrey Hepburn was Eliza Doolittle in the movie. And then I was a little tricky here. Christine Andreas was the second person to play or to star as Eliza on Broadway. So she followed Julie, I believe. And then Lauren Ambrose was she led the most recent revival of My Fair Lady. So technically they have all played Eliza in some rendition, but Julie Andrews was the original. Yes, she is a legend. Amazing. We love Julie. So now I have a question for all of you. So if you got question 1 or 2 right, give yourself 3 points. This next question, no points. I'm just curious. If you have a favorite musical, I'd love for you to drop it in the chat. It doesn't have to be your all-time favorite, because I know that's way too much pressure to pick, but I would just love to hear what are some of your favorite musicals. I'm going to say one of mine is 9 to 5. I love that musical. Let's see. If Julie was Eliza, she probably wouldn't have been Mary Poppins, I believe. Yeah, and she certainly, that was a really, really important role. Ooh, someone says Cats, Moulin Rouge, Newsies, Phantom of the Opera, Oklahoma. Yes, these are great. Amazing. I'd love to hear more about your favorite ones. Are too many? I know there are too many. You don't have to pick one. It's impossible. Wow, Marvelous Wonderettes saw it 17 times. But yes, you saw 9 to 5 twice. Les Mis, which Rick has seen 4 times. I love the commitment to seeing things multiple times. I'm so here for it. Wicked. I was waiting. Thank you. I was waiting for someone to say Wicked. Beautiful. Keep them going. We're going to go to question 3. So right now you could have a total of 6 points, 0 to 6 points, and we're going to keep going, and hopefully you can get some more. The Doctor Who guide says The Cher Show. He and I saw that together. Spamalot is a lot of fun. Another Les Mis. We got to get the Les Mis love in there too. Yes. I know there's so much love for The Cher Show. Y'all know how much I love Cher and Stephanie J. Block. So, the movie 5 as of today from David. All right. So our third question: who composed West Story? Was it Leonard Bernstein, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Rodgers and Hammerstein? That's 2 people, not 1 person. Or Frederick Loewe? Who do you think composed West Side Story? Take a moment to think about it. And then once you've thought of your answer, go ahead and start putting your answer in the chat. I love that you saw the tour, David. That's great. Who do you think composed West Side Story? I saw someone phrase this question, created the music for, and I was like, there's a word for that, composed. Yeah, we've got a lot of Bernstein. And I Googled, I wanted to make sure I was pronouncing his name correctly. And according to this cool article I read, originally it was pronounced Bernstein, but as he got more famous, it got turned into the European pronunciation, which is Bernstein. So that is your tidbit. If you Google that, you can read the whole article and the whole story. Oh, someone says that was your grandma's favorite and you didn't know. That's okay. So if you are right, I gave the answer right. It is Bernstein. And it is tricky. There are a lot of good options there. Oh, I love that. And David says, I discovered I really like jukebox musicals. That's hard to say. But yes. So if you guess Bernstein, then you get another 3 points. Yeah, I know. We love a good jukebox. That's amazing. The one that I'm thinking of is Anne Juliet. I know I've not seen that, but I know everyone who I know that has seen it has loved it. So that's the one that came to mind when you said jukebox. Yeah, there we go. Kristen says there's nothing wrong with that. Great job, everyone. We're rocking this. Let's do another one. So the Sith Core fam, I know we have some of you in attendance. I had to put this question in for you. Of course, in what year did Cats first open on Broadway? Was it 97, 65, 89, or 82? I'm going to give you a second to think about that. And then let's see, has anyone seen a Star Kid Productions musical? Yeah, totally. I'm sure we have some fans in the audience. What do you think about this question, folks? What year did Cats first open on Broadway? You have quite a range of guesses. We've got some guesses for 82. Hi, Mary. Some guesses for 89, for 97, 82, 89. We've got a good spread here. Another one for 82. A lot of people are saying 82. 97. All right, let's see. It is 1982, correct. I threw in some random years in here, but it is 1982 that it first opened. And if you are a Stars in the House, aka Sith Core fam person, then you know the answer is always Cats. We joke that if you don't know what the answer is to your theater trivia, just answer Cats. So I had to make sure that we got this question in there. Okay, amazing. We have done 4 questions so far, so you could have a total of 12 points. Make sure you're tracking them. Someone says they were gonna. This is someone says they were jokingly gonna say 2019. That would have been amazing. I accept that answer. The Doctor Who guide. That's impressive. Apparently, that was the year of the 5th Doctor's debut in season 19 of Doctor Who. I love it. Has there ever been a musical Doctor Who episode? I don't think so. I think they're missing out. Amazing. So I have another question just for you. No points, just for the audience. But who has seen the Wicked movie, part 1? I saw that. I loved it. I think my friend who I saw it with is here in the audience as well. But I'm curious if you have seen part 1 yet. I'm really excited, although I know some people are waiting to see both parts in a row because I do understand the frustration of a whole year in between. That is a lot. Kristen says she hasn't. Oh my gosh. AK says, saw it if for no other reason than to see Jonathan Bailey. Yes, we're highlighting that comment. Absolutely. 10,000%. Rev Chris says cats. I mean, no, not yet. And yes, Cynthia was unbelievable. Oh, David, have you seen Wicked part 1? Yes, Drew says not yet, but definitely will. Oh, I love this. Kelsey says I will only ever watch the OG Oz, so I'm obnoxious. That's okay. You're allowed to be. And then Mary, yeah, we were talking about how you wanted to wait and see it with part 2. Oh, and Alex, that's a great point. The closest we got to a musical Doctor Who episode was The Devil's Chord in 2024 with Ncuti Gatwa. And that was with Jinx, right? Am I mixing up my Doctor Who people? You'll have to remind me. David says 5th time today. David, that's amazing. I'm so here for this. I love it. That's awesome. Let's do another question. We're going to go to question 5, 4 times in the theater. Nice. Amazing. I think you have the record right now in our audience. Ooh, okay. Another Broadway classic. Oh, and Alex says, yes, it was Jinx. Monsoon. We love that. Okay, so in Chicago, who is the character that sings All That Jazz? Was it, and these are all characters from the Chicago musical, was it Velma Kelly, Roxy Hart, Mary Sunshine, or Billy Flynn? When you're ready, think of it in your brain. Put it in the comments. And once it's in the comments, you're stuck with that answer. And I looked up, because I wanted to be accurate, I looked up who the original cast was, and then I was, down a rabbit hole of all the different people who have played these roles, and it's amazing. All right, we have a guess for Mary Sunshine. Let's see. Oh, and yes, Cell Block Tango is stuck in my head. Yep, that's fair. See someone saying Velma. No idea, Velma. Oh, and I know, David, you've seen the show. That's amazing. David also says Velma, Billy, Roxy, another one for Roxy. These are good guesses. I'll give you a little longer. You have a lot of options. I think we're all guessing that it's not the guy, so we're close. Billy Katz. Amazing. I love the Cats answer. I feel like I should have written in rules that you could get points for cats, but it's too late. I didn't write it in. The correct answer is Velma Kelly. Lots of good guesses there. And that role was originated by the one and only Chita Rivera. Talk about an all-star cast, and then a gazillion million amazing people will have played these characters since. Only slightly obsessed with it. I respect it. I love this. I know, so close. So if you got A, if you said Velma Kelly, then you get another 3 points. That was question 5. So you could potentially have 15 points at this point. You all are making me do a lot of math tonight, so make sure you're keeping track. Let's see. Let's go to question number 6. This was a fun one. Maybe we'll see if this is an easy or a hard one. Which musical is credited with launching the rock opera genre? I will preface this. This was not the very first rock opera, but it was one of the first major ones where they say it really broke into the field. So let's see. I see Kristen's comment. Yes, so you get 3 points per correct answer. So potentially, if you've gotten the first 5 correct, you could have 15 points. And I say if you're answering cats, give yourself a point because I like that. So options are Jesus Christ Superstar, Godspell, Hair, and The Wiz. So which one of these do you think really launched that rock opera genre that we all know and love today? A lot of guesses for Andrew Lloyd Webber with Jesus Christ Superstar. Let's see what people are thinking. When you're ready, put them in the chat. A plus bonus Cats. I love that we're prepping. I love it. Cats. You get a point if you answer Cats. I'm adding the rule in. Godspell, Hair. We've got a little variety here. Another one for Hair. All right, I'm going to give you a second longer. Lock in that answer if you haven't yet. The correct answer is Hair. Yes, Kristen. So Hair was actually one of the first major rock operas, and it's the one that kind of made it the genre that we know today in terms of its like Broadway commercial success. And all of these, I listed like 4 super, super famous important ones to throw you all off. I know that was a hard one. It was Hair. And there have been some wonderful revivals, including, I believe, Rival with Gavin Creel, which is wonderful to look back on now. Yes, Kristen. Not to be confused with Hairspray. That's such a good point. These are 2, if you have not heard, they are different shows. That is a really good point. Both important about different things, even though it's called Hair and Hairspray. Amazing. Yeah, I'm so glad that you thought of that, Hannah. There is a difference there. Hannah's one of our awesome producers behind the scenes who is helping us. So thank you, Hannah and Steve. I'm going to remind you, I don't want to forget, make sure you're following us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Go to our website. Every year in September, we host a big virtual event and we raise money for awesome charity. It changes every year. So definitely follow us, bookmark our website, and come back to our YouTube channel for all our fun events. I know this was a couple months ago. Me and Bex did a really fun cooking segment. We do lots of fun interviews and panels. So I have to get the little prompt in there. Definitely make sure you're following us. Yes, another Rolly fundraiser. Thank you for reminding me. September 26th to 28th. Those are the dates. So mark that calendar. All right, so we just finished question 6. You could potentially have 18 points. Let's go to, this is going to be a fun one. I was surprised by this, not by the answer, but by the number. I forgot how shocking it was. What musical production received the most Tony nominations? So not wins, but nominations. Your options are Mean Girls, Hamilton, The Producers, or Dreamgirls. So which do you think received the most nominations? Cats. Yep, if you say Cats, you get a point. I love this development. It is one of the 4 on the screen. I love all of these shows and all of these answers. Okay, Mary is guessing Hamilton. We've got another guess for Hamilton from W and the Doctor Who Guide. And Drew. Kristen is guessing The Producers. Another one for Hamilton. All right, let's see. Yes, A says Hamilton, just because that's the one I've heard the most about. Very fair. I was talking with a friend recently about how not even genre defining, how musical theater defining that has been, and how it reshaped musical theater in the last 8 years. 9 years now. Wow. And I never heard of C&D. That's very fair. Hamilton, Cats 2019. Beautiful. All right, let's see what the answer is. It is Hamilton. We had a lot of Hamilton guesses. And I looked it up because I wanted to know the right number. It has broken the record with 16 nominations. And it is solidly there. It's going to be there unless someone can break that 16. So very impressive. Let's see. We're going to go to question 8. I know, isn't that amazing? It's a lot. Question 8. Now, this is similar. These are like sibling questions. What musical production received the most wins? So Hamilton got 16 nominations, but what production got the most wins? So you have Billy. I guess I slightly spoiled this because it's not going to be Hamilton. I should have changed that, but Billy Elliot. It's not going to be Hamilton. Hate to break it to you. Producers or Stereophonic. So instead of just a 1 in 4 chance, you now have a 1 in 3, because I'm realizing it was silly to list Hamilton twice. So what are your guesses? It's going to be either Billy Elliot, The Producers, or Stereophonic. Let's see. Producers. We've got some guesses for producers. Let's see. Stereophonic. Yes, A was going to guess Hamilton until I said that. I know. I spoiled that in my script. Drew says Billy Elliot. Kelsey says Billy Elliot. Yeah, that's a great movie. Rick says producers. We've got another Cats. Cats, of course. Billy Elliot. The producers. Yes, definitely Cats. God, speaking of movies, did you all suffer through that movie? Not to start a fight in the comments or anything, but did you suffer through the Cats movie? We've got so many good guesses, a good variety. It is the producers with 12 wins. So considering that, Hamilton got noms, but the producers got 12 wins. That's really, really impressive. Not Cats, then. No. Oh, that's totally fair. So Kelsey says, I've literally never seen Broadway show. That's very fair. I've seen movies. I've seen one in real life, and I've seen lots of regional theater. But man, New York City is expensive. Broadway is expensive. And God bless Slimes on the internet, if you know what I'm talking about. We love a good recording of a play. So yeah, they had 12. That's an amazing amount of wins. They hold that record very solidly. I've got another question for you. This is a fun one that I like to do. Honestly, sometimes it's an icebreaker, but if you had the best singing talent, the best acting talent, you had all the talent, singing, acting, dancing, music, all that stuff, what would your dream role be? So it can be in any musical, any show you want. What would your dream Broadway role be? And you don't have to worry about, oh, would I be talented enough? You are talented enough. So I'm going to be such a predictable musical theater 2000s girly and say Legally Blonde and Elle Woods, and nobody in the chat is going to be surprised by this, other than the fact that I do genuinely look really bad as a blonde, but it's okay. Oh my gosh. Kristen, we're going to be in a show together. This is going to be so good. Yeah, we can totally. I'll be Elle, you'll be Paulette. This is perfect. We're going to make it legally brunette for my sake. Oh my gosh, yes. Rick says, who am I? 24601. Oh my God, A says whatever is opposite Jonathan Bailey. 100% with you. David says probably Phantom or Love Never Dies. Yes, please. Our zebra friend says, I just want to be in the ensemble in Newsies. Maybe I love Matilda. I'm so glad you mentioned that. I love Matilda. Doctor Who says, I'm going to give you one guess. It's for Doctor Who the musical. We have another Elle Woods. Yay. I love this. These are great. I love this. What amazing roles. I'm not over Jonathan Bailey comments here. That's amazing. Ooh, Superman. I was waiting for someone to say this. Yes. I love all of this. It's a plane. Oh, yes. Whoosicle. We can't forget. Amazing. These are such good ones. Oops. Sorry. Yes. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Company. We've got to mention Sondheim. Love Company. I love the one. I know we watched this. I love the one where they're all playing the actors are also the musicians and they're all playing the instruments. Watch that on YouTube. It's so good. A Harry Potter musical. The Doctor Who'sicle. We've got a pun happening. And then Rev Chris says, I just want to write music for a new one. I love this. I'm here. These are such good answers. Let's do our last two questions. I love that you're all sharing. Oh, yes. Something Rotten, Beetlejuice. These are so fun. And we've got the lovely crossover with Legally Blonde. Christian Borle. So that's fun with Something Rotten. Sweeney Todd, thank you. There's the Sondheim representation. I love it. Yeah, I mean, anything Sondheim, right? That's amazing. Okay, I threw in a theater question because I felt bad that this was so heavily musical theater versus like straight plays, which I think it's hilarious that we call them straight plays. But I did throw in a Shakespeare question for us. What Shakespeare play features the line, all the world's a stage? Is it Hamlet? I almost said Hamilton because we've been talking about Hamilton so much. Is it Hamlet, King Lear, As You Like It, or Macbeth? What do we think? Put your answers in the chat when you're ready. Which Shakespeare play features the line, all the world's a stage? We have a guess for As You Like It. Let's see. What are we thinking about this Shakespeare one? Oh, I don't know. C. I see. So As You Like It, The Lion King. Actual guess is Hamlet. Totally. Macbeth. Oh, Janelle is saying As You Like It. Another As You Like It. Yes, A. Also anything opposite Andrew Scott as an answer to the previous question. Yes, definitely. Macbeth. The Scottish play. Right. Good job, Rick. We can't be cursed here. As You Like It. All right, we had a lot of good guesses, especially as I know about 0% about Shakespeare. The correct answer is As You Like It. So if you got that, you got 3 points. So right now, that was question 9. We have one question left. If you've gotten all 3 right, then you would have 18 points right now. And give yourself some bonus points for cats. We're just throwing that in there. Let's see. Alex says, all I know is the doctor quoted it to Shakespeare and gave him the idea according to that episode. Wow, credit to the doctor. The final question. Yeah, are you ready? Are you ready, friends? This is the final question of the night. Your last chance to get some points. We can see how we did. Let's see. You're not ready. Oh no. Get ready. It's okay. Amazing. I had to end, David, you're going to know what's going on. I had to end with a wicked question, and I had to be a little tricky here. Who originated the role of Elphaba in the original workshop? Keyword workshop for Wicked. So your options are Indina Menzel, Leah Michelle, Sutton Foster, or Stephanie J. Block. Again, we're thinking about the workshop here. Put those answers in the chat. I'm excited to see what we think about this one. Yeah, this is a final question, your final chance to get points. We have Mary saying Stephanie J. Block. Rev Chris says Sutton Foster. Alex says SJB, that's Stephanie. Drew says Leah Michelle. Yeah, Kelsey says The Great and Powerful Oz. You can give yourself a point for that. I can't not give points to The Great and Powerful Oz. Steph says Stephanie. Kristen says Stephanie. David says Stephanie. Yes. A says also Sutton Foster did a musical. So I will tell you more about that in a second. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we gotta catch up on some tea. Cats. You get a point for saying cats. And then Rick says no clue, guessing D. Sutton is our musical queen. That is correct. Another guess for cats. All right. Are you ready for the big reveal? Get last chance to get your question or your answers in. It is Stephanie J. Block. Everyone, or pretty much everyone, knows how much I adore her. She did the original workshop. This was before it went to Broadway, and then when it was being prepared for Broadway and out of town and stuff, that's when they went to Indina, and we, of course, all know Indina. But SJB, who I'm obsessed with, was the original in the workshop. Yes, so catching up on your points, cats, you get points. And good point, Kristen. So Sutton is absolutely a musical theater queen. She's done a lot in TV, but she's originally the musical theater queen. Most recently doing Once Upon a Mattress and The Music Man. So lots of fun to catch up on. And then I know everyone knows her from Younger and Bunheads and some other stuff. But yeah, these are all. And then of course Leah Michelle of Glee fame. And Indina Menzel is another Broadway queen who did play originally with Elphaba in Wicked. And if you saw, I guess I won't spoil it. So look for some fun cameos in Wicked if you have not seen it yet. Yeah, someone says Younger is definitely the show. I know something. A lot of people know her from that, but she's had a very, very long-standing musical theater career. Amazing. I'm so curious, friends. Yeah, what are your points? So I'd love to hear more about what your points. Yeah, so you can do 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, right? Or you can so you get three points per correct question, right? So if you got 6, that gives you 18 points. If you got 5, that gives you 15. Exactly. 7 out of 10. Very nice. Don't be shy. Put your points in the chat. 15 points total from the Doctor Who guide. Amazing. 9 out of 10 for Steph. Steph, you crushed it. Well done. Love it. Kristen got 27. Kelsey got 6. I love it. I threw a lot of hard questions at all of you and very musical theater leaning. So thank you for indulging my favorite genre here. 9 points total. I love it. I I think Steph is in the lead. I gotta say, you crushed it. Amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We stuck to our time tonight. I love that you took the time. I think I have a thank you slide. Yeah, thank you. That was so fun. I love hearing about your dream roles and your favorite musicals. And hopefully we learned a little bit about musical theater history. Ooh, Mary got 18 points. That's not bad at all. Well done. I think Steve is going to come back to close us out. Thank you so much, folks, for being here. This was so fun.
Well, yes, I am back. So I got the first question right. And then once I started seeing the others, I just was like, you know what? I'm not going to continue to play the game because I'm just going to do really, really poorly. So I just gave it up. But yes,
Okay,
thank you
for next time for you.
Woo!
I totally lost track of the questions and the points, but I had fun regardless. So
yes. Oh, we had lots of fun. So thank you, Julia, for doing this. And just so you know, we had another show planned for tonight, and this week we found out that the guest that we had couldn't do it this week, and so this was a last minute replacement, and Julia crushed it, and she did a great job. Thank you very much for coming in and helping out Otherworldly Fundraising and getting this done. So what I'm going to say is follow us. Right along the bottom is, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can scan the QR code up top. That's us. And we're around this September 9/26 through the 28th. We're going to be doing Option Save Lives, which is the Sinclair method. And again, it's a medical treatment for alcohol use disorder that can be used to eliminate alcohol use and abuse. But in addition to doing our September virtual con weekend, we also, like today, doing this, we also try to keep our name out there so we get other people interested in, and we get new viewers and subscribers and likes and stuff, because we want people to know our name, Otherworldly Fundraising, and start to, brand awareness. So we do these monthly chats. We have a chat coming up next month with our resident artist, Trevor Hawkins. He is going to be interviewing Carl Wilson. He is a Kentucky-based artist, and he's really, really good at what he does. And if you're interested, you can find him at carlwilsonart.com, and he's at carlwilsonart on Threads and Instagram, and you can just see a little bit about who he is and what he does, and know that coming up in May, he's going to be our featured guest. And then our June show, 2 months from now, is going to be another cooking demonstration with Bookish Bex from Kitchen Witch's Kitchen, and she's going to be doing some cooking demonstration. I am married to her, so I get all of the cooking samples and everything, and she is a fantastic cook. So we're very excited about doing that. And yeah, I think that's about it. And I hope you guys continue to follow us and like us and tell your friends about us. And yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Hannah and Steve, for producing. And thanks for subscribing.
Thank you. Yes. And
have a great night.
Great job. Yes. And good night to everyone. I'm going to end the stream.